Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faith Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Texas Pete, it is the Sabor Mexican style hot sauce. Sabor means savor or flavor or taste, that kind of thing. All right, so we've got here the Texas Pete sauteed garlic hot sauce. I don't know if that exists anymore. I don't even know if this exists anymore, actually. We've got the, okay, let's see, where does that end? So many. Okay, so it goes, almost all of that is that. Texas Pete sauteed garlic hot sauce. We also have chili powder, cumin, and sea salt. So is that double salt? I think it probably is. Yeah. So they took the sauteed garlic hot sauce. I don't think I've ever seen that actually. And they basically just added, for lack of a better word, sort of taco seasoning to it. Chili powder, cumin, and I don't know why they added extra salt. They didn't need to do that. In fact, they didn't need to do this sauce at all. So I did this one 9 years ago, roughly, for the blog. And I had no intention, really, even when I started the video series, which is, I guess, it's coming up on 6 years ago. I was not intending to ever do this. I hadn't seen it around. It was on Amazon, but it was very expensive on Amazon, and for a sauce I dislike, that's just a waste of money because I'm probably not going to choke through it all the way. But I've done a lot of the archive sauces, the past sauces, prior to me doing the FOH video series, and I've changed my feeling on some of those. This one, however, is not one of those. This is honestly a sauce that arguably doesn't need to exist. It functions very, very poorly as a Louisiana-style sauce, which the regular Texas Pete is. And to me, it doesn't function very well as a Mexican-style sauce either because it is very, very, well, you can see watery and vinegar forward. So in a lot of ways, this is kind of a sauce for no one. But I did run across it in just randomly on a shelf. And I thought, why not? It's the completionist in me. It's the completionist in me that drives me to do this stuff, whether it's playing video games or anything else. It's really hard for me to restrain myself. Like if I like a band, I'll buy every single CD they've ever done. For the most part, I don't really care too much about singles, but full-length albums, right? And then I started noticing I don't really need, obviously greatest hits were the first thing to go because why buy greatest hits if you have all the albums? So they added more songs to kind of compensate for that, but to me it still wasn't worthwhile because I don't chase singles like ever. And then I got rid of live albums because live albums are basically just a poorer sounding greatest hits package with crowd noise for the most part. Although I do like watching concert DVDs, so that's kind of the exception there. But so I just have huge libraries of stuff. Like if I like an author, I'll generally buy everything that they've done as well. And so the blog, I want to try to get as many of the past reviews, the past written reviews, and you can check the written review for this in the link in the description below. But I want to try to get as many of those past sauces. When I first started the blog, it was all words. Then I added pictures, and I wanted to try to get pictures of everything. But those sauces, a lot of those were gone forever. They're not produced anymore or whatever. And I said, okay, well, my completionist thing will not be satisfied there, right? The urge will not be satisfied. And then when I did the FOH series, I was like, well, most of the ones with pictures I'm going to hopefully try to get to at some point. And, you know, I was trying to do it based on whether or not something had, what the cumulative score was, because why would I do zeros and ones again? Because if I didn't like them that well, it's, you know, this one, at the conclusion of this, I'm binning this bottle because I really don't like this sauce. I don't want to use it any further. But, you know, and that was kind of the thing, is like, okay, well, if I'm just throwing money away, then what's the point of doing that? You know, this one, if it wasn't Texas Pete, I probably would not have come back to this. But Texas Pete's a pretty big name, and, you know, at some level, the hope is that, you know, bigger names will hopefully draw some eyeballs or attention or whatever. So, but yeah, that the archive project has been backburnered just so many times, and this one, like I said, I wasn't planning on ever doing again. But some of the other ones that I have done, I changed my mind on. You know, you try to keep an open mind to all this stuff. And that also is kind of what's partially motivating this, although this is one of the sauces where my conclusion is the same, that to me it's not a very, like I said, I don't even know if it's produced anymore. So maybe this is all not only moot, but historical in nature. Anyway, we do have this sort of, you can see there's a little bits of chili powder there at the edges. And it's sort of reddish orange hue, I guess, for lack of a better term. It looks fine. I mean, it looks sort of like a very runny taco sauce, actually, is kind of what it looks like. Well, let's get on and do it. Oh, man. That is foul. So it tastes like a very, not very good, vinegary sort of, hints of garlic there, but honestly, cumin is very, very forward in flavor, as is salt. Oh, that's not pleasant. As the years have gone on, I've become less and less a fan of cumin, which is not helping this. But I have tried to use a lot of this in Louisiana style applications, and it sucks. It's just not good. So I thought, okay, well, Mexican style. How do we go to a Mexican style restaurant? And yes, you guessed it, Del Taco once again. All right. And this time, you know, they're usually they have different menu items by this point in time, and it looks like actually that they've modified the menu to get rid of a lot of menu items. So the habanero chicken, crispy chicken that you've seen a number of times on this channel, gone. The habanero rollers, also gone. This is a Chipotle, cheddar Chipotle roller. This is just a regular soft taco. This is the crispy chicken soft taco. And this is just a red bean burrito. And I thought I was just going for as much variety as possible to give this thing the very, very best chance. So chicken two ways. I don't like their grilled chicken. It is not very good. I didn't even see any seafood things on the menu, but they have changed the menu to where I'm used to looking, so possibly it's there and I just didn't see it. This grilled chicken of theirs is bad. I don't like it particularly, but, you know, sometimes you order something and it's not all that good tasting, and you say, okay, that's one of the things we want hot sauce for, right? Is to make it better. That is ultimately the goal of hot sauce. This is rough. Wow. Wow. Ah. Okay. This definitely is not helping anything. So I don't loathe cumin. When I make chili, you know, cumin is one of the things that I use. But it's, to me, best used as an accent. Or as part of a comprehensive whole. If I'm tasting the cumin in a very forward way, there's too much. Oh, this is a crispy chicken. Well, I'm guessing that will be the one that works the best, so I'm going to save that Oh, am I going to save it for last? So we got this burrito. We'll come back to that. All right, so here's the soft taco. I got to quit licking that. That's a habit I got into, licking the thread so it doesn't introduce anything into the sauce later. And doesn't make a mess. And I keep getting this awful sauce hit every time I do that. Well, did not improve this. Man, I don't know if I'm going to ruin this whole bean burrito. I have actual good sauces I can put on that. Two strikes. All right, this is just a red bean burrito. What if I just do... I'm just going to do a little bit right here. Like maybe the top third of it. And if it's... Oh, wait. Oh, okay. No. Yeah, whatever. If it's as bad as I'm thinking it's going to be, then we'll just stop. Ugh. It's less offensive on this. It's still not good. But definitely overly salty. Oh, man. We're going to save the rest of that for a good sauce. Which that assuredly is not. Okay. Chipotle chicken roller. Crispy. Oh no, it's a no. This is the Chipotle crispy chicken. Not bad. So this should really work the best of these because the crispy chicken is sort of like a chicken finger kind of, chicken tendy sort of. It is compressed chicken, obviously. It's a chicken sponge, but that fried food should really work well with the theory that we have a Louisiana style base here. We'll see. So this by itself is a creamy chipotle dressing and a fried chicken tendy thing. So it's fairly rich. This is the one thing I've had so far where the actual vinegar is helping a bit on this. Ooh. But the flavors of this are strong enough to sort of compensate for the deficiencies there. Not bad. So that one was not horrible. Still not great. And this is actually a menu item I'll never order. This is kind of flawed in conception. Just going to lay it out there. Just dumping a bunch of spices in a product you have already created. I mean, it's a way to make a product. It's a way to take something to market. There is no question of that. It is a thing to do. It is a thing to do. But, you know, where it says that it intensifies practically any dish, that's meaningless. It intensifies it in a polarizing way, I guess. I feel that if you're going to go after the Mexican style market, you can't just throw a bunch of dried spices at a Louisiana style sauce and do that. I just don't think that's the way. I can't think of any of the larger Mexican style sauces that do that. Tapatio doesn't do that. Cholula doesn't do that. Valentina doesn't do that. This is definitely more an exception there as far as that goes. And I don't know. To me, this just doesn't work. It doesn't work as a Louisiana style sauce, which is sort of the base. It doesn't work in those applications particularly at all. And it works okay-ish on certain of these Mexican style sauces, but overall, it just has a design problem. And it just, having this now, I like it less than I did all those years removed, if that's even possible. And it just kind of amazes me that somebody developed this, to a degree anyway. They developed this and went, yeah, that's what we want. Let's send it to market. It just is... it just kind of blows me away, I guess, that... because I don't think this can do anything other than degrade the Texas Pete nameplate for me anyway. Like I said, I like their original sauce. I did their hotter sauce as well. I don't recall. So them and Crystal and I think another predominantly Louisiana style Franks, I think, did hotter versions of all their stuff. And I vaguely remember thinking the Franks was okay, and I thought I might have liked the Texas Pete. I'm trying to remember. It's been quite a while now. The Crystal I remember not liking. You can check out the video for that, I guess, if you're interested, because I believe I did a video on that also. But man, this is yeah. I mean, it's just not a very good sauce at the end of the day, unless you really like cumin and salt. And then you might like it a lot better than I did. And I guess we'll just leave it right there. So that was the Texas Pete Sabor hot sauce. Now go forward in peace to serve the flame.